I have a nagging problem with my car. On the passenger side, when I press the lock button, it locks. When I press the unlock button, it does not unlock. So in order to get in on the passenger side, you have to either get in from the driver's side, or somebody that's already in the car needs to pull the handle from the inside to unlock the door. To gain access to the door lock actuator mechanism, I've removed the door panel, which I documented in another video, and the next thing I need to do is remove this insulation material. I'll try it. It's glued on with some real goopy black stuff. I peeled back this insulating foam, just enough to show the access area for where I need to pull out the actuator. This is some very sticky German goop right here. So the actuator is right here. It's held on by 3 bolts. I removed 2 of them already. And all I need to do to remove it is I need to disconnect this guide rail for the window and move it to the left enough for the actuator to come out of this hole. So from what I understand, I need to remove this nut, and another nut that's hiding behind here, along with a cable that, let's get my light here. There's a cable that connects the door handle to the actuator itself. It's the cable that lets you open the door from the outside. There's a good view of the cable going into the actuator, so we need to slide this out of this metal assembly and then pull the cable out, and that will release this cable from the actuator. The cable just slides out of the bracket, and then this top piece just pulls out of the arm here. So the actuator for the door opener, the exterior door opener, is off now. There's also a wire that needs to be removed from the bottom of the assembly, so we'll just pull that. So now this should be free. The cable is off and the wire is off, and the manual door locker, it should just slide down when I pull the assembly off. So the next step is to remove this screw, and I don't know if you can see it, that screw right there, which is allegedly a reverse threaded female Torx bolt, whatever that is, but we need to remove it somehow. I've lined up this fancy bolt with this cutout so I can access it. You should definitely buy the tool that's proper for this. I'm not going to, though, so I'm going to try to find a way to do it, because I want to get this done right away with as little cash outlay as possible. Open the hood and locate, if you have the 6-cylinder engine, locate whatever this thing is next to the oil filter. I think it's the, well, I don't know, it's got a wire going to it. Idle air control or something. Remove the top Torx screw. So I've got it loose. I don't know what this does, so don't start the car with it out or anything. Now back over in door country, take a pair of pliers or vice grips and grab the screw like this. You want it to be tilted just a little bit, like that. Now slide the pliers in like this. Get on the screw, and remember, this is reverse thread, so we want to tighten it to loosen it. broke it free. Just need to get another bite on it. Might need to adjust the screw in my pliers. I've got the bolt somewhat loose, so now I've replaced my tool in my pliers long ways, so I can just twist it out like this. That nut is now off, and it's time to take the lower one. I took off the lower nut, so now this guide rail can move to the side to allow me to lower the actuator down and out of this hole. So we need to remove all 3 screws out of the actuator. I've made some progress. I've lowered the unit down and started to slide it out, but it still needs to wiggle out a little more. I've just made a little more progress. I've kind of turned the corner with the unit. It's kind of L-shaped, so it has to kind of work its way around that rail. You can probably see it from this angle too. It needs to kind of swing around that guide in order for it to come out. So you just have to really slowly and easily work it around. And I'm just about got it. And that is how you remove the actuator and keep the window unbroken. Installation should be the opposite of removal. I need to turn this corner. So now it's in the position. Now it's around the rail. I just need to bring it up into position and hook everything up. You need to line up the manual door lock rod. And we'll start one of the mounting screws just to hold this in place. And connect the electric wire. Plugs in the bottom. There's also the door handle cable that needs to be reinstalled. Now back into position with the exterior door handle cable installed. Now installing the mounting bolts. Now I will install the window rail nuts, top and bottom. Now for the fancy bolt, I lowered the window down so that the hole for the reverse Torx bolt is lined up with a hole in the door frame. I did find that it was easier to take out and install the lock mechanism with the window completely up. The window will still move up and down even with this bolt removed, so after you remove it, initially to get the mechanism out, roll the window up completely, and that allows for a little more wiggle room in the guide rail. So we'll install this bolt next. Go here. And you can just barely reach around to get it started. Once it's started, you can use the tool to tighten it up. If you have trouble tightening down this bolt, there is a nut on the other side of it that may stop it from being able to tighten down. So if you keep turning and it doesn't tighten, reach around either with your fingers or a pair of pliers, and there's a nut back there that could be spinning. At this point, it's a good idea to make sure the window goes up and down. So I'll try the window. Looks good. Success! That concludes the removal and installation of the door lock and latch mechanism. Now all we need to do is first of all replace this bolt we got out of the engine compartment because it's probably necessary for something, and reinstall the door panel. Thanks for watching.